for you to respond, and I am too lazy to wait for it. So anyway, let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome to Oak Cliff Performance Seminar. Today is July 3rd. Summer is in half already. We have 3 performers today. They work hard and they practice hard, and then now they are hopefully ready to share their music with all of us. They seem ready and excited. Hopefully. All right, our first performer, please announce your name and the piece you're going to play.
My name is Kirach, and I'm going to be playing Sonatina.
Round of applause for Kiraj. Wait, did you do that like a little slow down at the end? On
Yeah.
purpose? That sounds so good. I like that. I like that. Whose idea? Your idea?
That was my idea, yeah.
Oh, I like that a lot. Thank you. It's not like okay, this is the ending, and then it's not. It still fits the style. So yeah, usually when we play the classical music, we don't. Well, not classical music. The music in the classical period. Um, how to say that? We try to always keep our tempo as steady as possible. But I do like that for some piece at the end, if you slow down a little bit, it gives like a very nice ending, like ending feeling. I really like that idea. Thank you for doing
Thank
that.
you. Yeah.
That's very musical. And then I noticed that a lot of things, well, it's getting smoother, of course. And then I really like your tone. The tone is really elegant. It's not too aggressive. That means your attack speed, like the way you approach the keys, is very like well thought. We'll talk more about details in the second half of class. Mainly will be about phrasing. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Right. Let's
Thanks.
move on to no worries, and let's move on to Sartak. Please announce your name and the piece you're going to play.
Okay. My name is Sarthak, and I'm gonna be playing Minuet in D minor.
Um, applause for Dark Dog. It's a tricky piece.
Mhm.
I know, like, it looks like, okay, the right hand only have like one note at a time, left hand has one note at a time, but whoever play the Baroque pieces, we all know how uncomfortable it can be for both hands. When you, like, it's like right hand play, okay, like no problem, left hand play, no problem, and then when you play it together, wait, what? You should have that feeling, especially any piece like this. Yeah, unfortunately, that's how things work here. I really like most of the parts. Like I like the notes are very clear. The rhythm is mostly precise. Mostly. That means there's some parts we probably need to take a look. Yeah, it's not like it's more like it's just not so consistent. Like for example, measure 9, you got it correctly, nicely. And measure 9 is basically the same as the beginning though. For some reason, the quarter note in the beginning doesn't sound like a quarter note. You make it more like an eighth note. Like you play quite you're too short. It's fine. And then we can talk about how to make the dynamic contrast a little more in this piece in the second half of the class. All right, let's move on to Zion. Please announce your name again and the piece you're going to play. Hello.
I'm Zion. I will be playing Dragon Hunt.
Ta-da. Round of applause, Mr. Zion. I really like how confident you're in your playing. You have a very steady tempo. Like you have your left hand it has a very steady pulse. Yeah, and then I like right hand melody is quite smooth as well. The only one couple like mistakes I will say is there are some missing notes. It sounds fine. Like you are actually making it sound like it doesn't sound like the mistake, which is very important when we actually perform for other people. Like even when you have some mistake, you try to like make it up to like as smooth as possible. I think you actually did very well. There are some parts I think the half note. The half note need to be a little bit longer. Right now you're playing the half note like too short right now. You make sure there are 2 beats in the half note. But anyway, let's move on for now. This is the second half of the class. Let's go back to Mr. Kiara's piece. All right. So we're gonna talk about phrasing. Do you know what phrasing is?
I remember like the word, but I forgot what it means.
How did you like? Where did you hear that word? Like from Kaizen teacher or your teacher or I don't know.
From my teacher and also like in Kaizen.
Oh, okay. And then they just say, "Hey, you gotta work on your phrasing," and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I used to know what it means, but I forgot.
Well, just like everything else, like sometimes I like there's a dish I know like how it tastes like, and then I like at first after my like when my mom taught me how to do it, and then I was just okay, I know how to do it, and then after that it was just like after a while, if I don't cook it every day, I was like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Yeah. All right. We have the student here that they just shadowing, so don't worry. Like they are not going to play. And they just like it's our pedagogy student. They just watch the class. All right. Anyway, so phrasing is basically how we shape the music. That's the very first definition. And the way that we shape it is by using different dynamics like crescendo and diminuendo. Not, I will say, like, I usually like to call it like microdynamics. It's like we just do it a little bit, not too much, not like a, well, also depends on the style, but usually it's like not too much. So it's not specific like mezzo piano to mezzo forte or mezzo piano to forte. No, it's just a little bit. Sometimes it's between. Yeah. So either with dynamics or with the time. With time will be a little bit trickier to do it, and then it doesn't fit your it doesn't fit your music.
Because it's classical.
Yeah, because it's a classical period, so we don't really need to change the timing that much. So we don't need to like slow down here or speed up there, except the last one. Except the very last bar. I really like that. So please continue doing that. That was so good. Yeah. So that's the only. Yeah. That's some type of phrasing, right?
Yeah.
It's actually some type of phrasing. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about for your piece is mainly about dynamics. Let's look at very first one. So weird. It's like, okay, it's just okay, yeah. So slur actually tells you where the phrase start and end.
Yeah.
This is the beginning, this is the end, but also it's kind of like in the beginning of the bar. It's kind of very confusing. So basically, they want like just want to make sure that you don't play it super loud in the very first note, not like yeah. And also like they make the this one higher, right? The middle of the phrase, and then it's also the highest note, even though it's not the longest. It's kind of like it's a bit confusing, yes. But I will do a little bit crescendo to this F, and then when you back to A, just drop a little bit. Can you try it one time? Maybe just try it on like only right hand.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, that was so beautiful. I like that.
Thanks.
Same thing for here. So this C, well, is the beginning of the phrase. It's also not on the first beat of the bar. So for sure, we're gonna make it like not too loud. Maybe remain the same. I would say remain the same dynamics as the previous one. And then when you get to this one, you're gonna give a little bit more than this one. Like get a little bit crescendo. Maybe I should write it down, sorry. So crescendo to this one a little bit, and then drop, and then stay, and then crescendo a little bit. And I will do the diminuendo here. Can you try that?
Yeah.
Both, actually.
From the beginning or?
Yeah, from the beginning.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I really like that. I do think this one is a little too much though. It's a
Yeah.
bit too much, but like it's a very good first step. We always starting from okay, experimenting it. Like you need to do it first. Just need to do it, and then you can adjust how much you're gonna put, like how much weight you're gonna put. Okay, and then the next thing is I know there's not a so clear phrase sign starting from here and then this one, but I do think even though these three notes are the highest notes in the bar, they shouldn't have the same dynamics. I agree. Maybe the first one can be the loudest, like you crescendo da 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 dum ba until this F. But if you keep it loud for the rest of it, it sounds like someone is knocking like not like knocking the door like this. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
Yeah. So probably also do this as well. Yeah. And then same thing, it's grow up again, grow from the ground, that kind of feeling. Da dee da da dee da. I can get to this peak note, and then you do diminuendo here. Can you try from here one more time?
Sure. All right.
Yeah. With left hand maybe. Can I play one time for you?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not sure if my piano can do a good job, but I'll try. Can you hear my piano?
Yeah.
Okay, so right, so start growing from the lowest, then crescendo, and then ti da ba, and then crescendo here, and then until here, and then diminuted. It write down the like more specific phrasing sign here, like a dynamic sign here, but not before. Did you hear a difference though?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Right.
Okay, let's try.
Okay, sure, yeah. With left hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see.
Sounds so sweet. I like that.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah, it's really really bring out the like the elegant quality in this music. Write it down.
you. Yeah.
Write it down. Did you write it down? Please.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So that's something that you should do that for the entire piece. And if you're not so sure how to do that, just join Kaizen or ask your teacher. Ask them. Like, okay, I'm trying to work on my phrasing here, but I need a like detailed suggestion for the like oopsies, micro dynamics markings. Yeah. You done? So I can erase it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So, well, your next step is memorizing it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congrats again for your hard work. Now let's move on to short talk. All right. So this piece has buy one get one free. You're like, huh? It's a great deal. The first line and the third line are exactly the same thing. I remember. So can you play the third line for me?
Okay.
Hmm?
Wait.
That's confusing. Can we go from actually second line?
Huh?
We could actually go from second line.
Okay.
And continue.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. So magically, sorry for stopping you. Like weirdly, when I ask you go straight from the third line, which is the same as the first line, like go straight from the beginning, the quarter note is always like not long enough. But if we go from a little bit like something a bit before, that was correct. Yeah, just be careful of that one. By the way, like if we like remove the notes, if we just look at the rhythm, if we just look at the rhythm, we have a quarter note plus like followed by 4 eighth notes basically all the time. You see that? Here, a quarter note plus 1, 2, 3, 4 eighth notes. A quarter note plus 1, 2, 3, 4 eighth notes. A quarter note plus 1, 2, 3, 4 eighth notes. A quarter note plus 1, 2. It's like happens everywhere. They need to be sounding the same. Like the length for each, in each rhythmic pattern has to be the same. Yeah. Okay. Exactly.
They're all literally the same thing.
Yeah. Oh wait, are you playing? Oh, this is F though.
Oh.
But you're right. The second half is the same. Yeah. Anyway, so you see that like that rhythm happens everywhere. There has to be like has to be the same. It has to sound like the timing has to be sounding the same. Otherwise, like we all know like something's wrong. Okay. There are also some part that is not so smooth when you combine them together. Can you help me to think about what's a tool that might help that
Backwards method.
Backwards method, that can be. That's actually a very good practice. How many times you do that?
Backwards practice. Backwards practice.
Yeah.
I don't think I do it a lot, but like it kind of helps me.
You do it every day?
Nah, but like it really does help me.
Okay, so when something is really helping you, you should do it every day.
Mhm.
And then how do you do that though? Like, do you do it like measure by measure or what?
Sometimes measure by measure, otherwise line by line.
Line by line. Okay, I feel like line by line might be a little bit too much as a group.
I mean, we can even do it as like 2 measures each.
Yeah, maybe two measures each, or like I would prefer one measure first. Measure like if you can do one measure and then from the end of the piece until the beginning of the piece and it sounds good, then do two measures. Because right now sometimes the interruption or hesitation happens like between, like for example between here. It's not like between the lines. You know, sometimes the hesitation between it happens only between the lines. Then yes, you can do line by line, or you can just do the transition like this bar plus this bar. But that's not the case right now. Like sometimes you have the interruption. I don't know, but sometimes here, maybe sometimes it's here, and then so on. So it needs the more smaller unit when you do the backwards tool. Speaking of that, this one, you do have the, I think it's, I need to correct your finger number. There's one finger number, like for sure you are using something weird, so that caused the problem. This one, yeah. In the right hand, right hand.
Yeah.
Can you play right hand? Stop here. Okay, which finger number you are using for E?
Oh, sorry. Just 3, like my middle finger.
Now you are using 3. I feel like when you actually play for the first time, yeah, now it sounds super good. When you play for the first time, it seems like you're using 4. Because you play the C sharp easily. Like you play the C sharp in the very first time you play. It's not a C sharp.
Oh yeah,
And
I
then if
think
you,
I actually did do 4 for this.
yeah, because you play the C sharp easily, there's no way if you're using 3. Yeah, so if you're using 1, it's very hard to play the black key. Okay, so just maybe circle that. Circle that. This would be 3. Circle it, please. All right, let's move on to Mr. Zion's piece. I really like how steady you were. The only one thing, where is it though? Oh, here. Couple things. I always thought that didn't hear correct notes, or like kind of like I didn't hear every single note in the right hand whenever you have this. It always feel like you maybe you miss these two for some reason. Yeah, and then so that's the reason why like the E kind of arrive, or you play a bit too many notes. I don't know, the E just doesn't arrive at the right place. And then this E has 2 beats. Okay. And then I was trying to recall. I think it's in the middle part. You need to like be careful. I think you are adding a little bit more notes. It sounds good though. Like it sounds like you are improvising things. Or you improvising the, like to make the piece sounds more complicated or sounds more like rich. I like that. I like the idea, but I'm just not so sure like what was the goal, like when you play this piece. Like are you trying to like practice your improvisation skill, or you're trying to stay the same as a sheet music? And then probably at this point you are learning how to be true to the sheet music. So I would suggest you to reread some part of it, like make sure that you are actually playing the notes that are on the sheet music, even though it sounds good. Like whatever the notes you added, it sounds actually quite nice, but you need to like really read it. I think it's somewhere here. Yeah, and yeah, also the left hand. Sorry, also right hand. Just whenever you have this bar, take a look. Make sure like they are aligned with the right note. Yeah. And then did you do any conducting before?
No.
Do you know how to do conducting though?
How to do what?
Conducting.
No.
Conducting. Okay. Because of time, I'm happy to just, instead of asking a question, I will just explain it. Conducting is when you play only right hand or play only left hand, so play hands separately, and then the other hand is tapping on the beat. So in this case, well, your left hand, well, luckily your left hand is most of the time is on the, you just play on the beat. So it's kind of like when you play your right hand, just put your left hand on the beat. So like that. 1, 2, ready, go, like that. And then do that for several times. And then do the same thing for the left hand. And then when you put hands together, you will feel much easier. That's something you should do that in Kaizen or with your teacher. Okay? All right. Any questions? All right. Everyone sounding good. Congratulations. Like, thank you for sharing your music with me and everyone. I will see you all next time. Bye bye.
Bye.